The ties that bind us together are more than those that seek to tear us apart.
As Nigeria basks in the euphoria of 57th independence anniversary, issues of mutual respect and peaceful coexistence take center stage.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
President Muhammadu Buhari joins the Muslim Ummah to observe 57th independence Jumat prayers held across the country. The All Progressives Congress intensifies search for true federalism as ruling party harvests inputs from various zones.
We are really reviving and revitalizing the importance of the post office.
Federal government takes steps to establish strategic alignment for policy objectives and socio-economic realities. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Isaac Nkuma, and reading with me tonight is Ademola Adeoye in Lagos, Asmao Shagari in Sokoto, and Ngozi Ebuchilam is waiting in Enugu. In less than 48 hours from now, Nigeria will be 57, an independent nation, and in view of current economic realities in the country, the need for sustenance of peace and unity has again been emphasized. This was highlighted at a public lecture in Abuja, marking Nigeria's 57th independence anniversary as organized by Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Garba Mohammed Natala reports.
The guest lecturer, Ahmad Babatunde Popo Ola, was specific on harnessing the potentials of the country in such a way that there is equitable distribution of the nation's resources to ease the hardship of Nigerians and deliver the dividends of democracy.
By 2013, the world poverty rate has declined significantly to 11%. The poverty rate in Nigeria remained high and has even worsened to 67%.
Representing Vice President Yemi Oshinbajo, Minister of Mines and Steel Development Kayode Fayemi underscores the importance of national unity and the need to denounce negative tendencies that could hinder meaningful development.
We have to reinforce that the ties that bind us together are more than those that seek to tear us apart.
The Sultan of Sokoto, represented by Sunupe Yahya Ahmad, reaffirmed the role of traditional and religious leaders in promoting peaceful coexistence among the citizenry.
May Allah give them strength and wisdom to pilot the affairs of all concerned that are put under them.
Speakers were unanimous, however, that despite the hardship facing the country, the fight against corruption should be sustained. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Meanwhile, at the National Mosque in Abuja, hundreds of Muslim faithful joined in the observance of a special prayer for continued peace, unity and prosperity of Nigeria as part of the 57th anniversary of nationhood. The Deputy Chief Imam, Dr. Mohammed Kabir Adam, led the prayer session.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Kada mu zauna mu ce to ai shikenan mun fita daga cikin halin kakanika yi. Ayi muslimi ododo.
Nigeria's unity in diversity on display at the National Mosque Abuja. The preachings of these scholars signify the topic of the sermon, the need for peaceful coexistence, tolerance and patriotism. Imam Muhammad Kabir Adam, while delivering the sermon, congratulated Nigerians for attaining this feat as a united Nigeria. He admonished Muslims to remain forthright, and Allah will never change condition of humanity to worst until when they go astray. The sermon also encouraged productivity and self-dependence for individual and national growth.
Now, we are 57 years as independence nation. We have to pray, showing our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue guiding us, protecting us, guiding our leaders, protecting them.
Then the Imam led in the 2 rakat prayers.
يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا لك الحمد
In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
And still on the independence anniversary mood, as part of activities marking Nigeria's 57th independence anniversary, special Jumat prayers were held across the country. In Abuja, President Muhammadu Buhari was among those who observed the prayers at the State House Mosque, from where Adamu Sambo reports.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
President Muhammadu Buhari was joined by Senate President Bukola Saraki, former Vice President Namadi Sambo, members of the National Assembly, ministers, and some service chiefs to offer the prayers of thanksgiving to Allah for his enormous blessings to Nigeria at 57. The chief imam of the State House Mosque, Abdul Wahid Abubakar Suleiman, who led the worshippers in the special prayers, said Nigerians have every reason to rejoice for the country's unity, stability, and numerous achievements in various spheres of the national life. To consolidate on these gains, he however said the nation's leaders and the led must continue to work together irrespective of their differences towards meeting genuine national aspirations. The imam prayed God to guide, and grant President Muhammadu Buhari the good health, courage, and wisdom to effectively implement the change agenda for a greater Nigeria. Senate President Bukola Saraki and others spoken to by NTA News expressed the belief that Nigeria has indeed come of age.
The most important thing is for us now, stay together, don't let us be divided. And the challenges are economic, and those challenges can be addressed, and at the end of the day, we have a lot of good things still going for us. A lot of parts of the world today, when they talk about where are the opportunities, they talk about Nigeria. So if people outside are looking inside, we just need to just correct those things that need to be done. A lot of mistakes have been made in the past, but I think all of us now see the need to do that. So I don't think we should lose hope.
It's a very, very happy occasion. So far, so good. Every human endeavor will be replete with problems, but there are a lot of positives that we have achieved. We may not be a completely cohesive nation yet, but we are on our way to becoming a very, very strong and cohesive nation.
It's a milestone in the history of the country that we all have to cherish. And we have, coincidentally, a focused president who is quite reliable. And I believe every Nigerian is quite excited and proud that we have this kind of leader at the moment. We only hope and call on Nigerians to continue to pray for him for a better health status so that Nigerians will continue to see the best from Buhari.
Commemorative activities for the independence anniversary of Nigeria continue. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And moving on now, women and children are known to often bear the brunt of any conflict, whether communal, national, or global. This is why a group of women have chosen to be trained as peace mediators, not only to serve as instrument of early warning signals, but also to ensure peaceful coexistence in the country. Basi Taikman tells us about it.
Records shows that women accounts for more than 75% of refugees and displaced by famine, persecution from conflict and war situations. In such crises, existing social structures and networks that previously protect women are destroyed. This situation is said to be gaining new momentum.
And we realize that anytime there is crisis, women and children suffer most. And for us, at the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, we felt the best way to do mediation is to really engage the women, considering the positive roles they are playing, the family, and in bringing the society up.
These women who put aside religious inclination from Jos and Kaduna states have been trained on promoting the values of peaceful coexistence, tolerance, and problem resolution amongst various communities in Nigeria and the continent.
I will try to see that people live in peace, because any place that is being broken, you have to mediate, not even in Plateau, not even in Nigeria, but the entire African countries. We need peace.
Because I will mediate with my people and there will be no more conflict in Kaduna and Nigeria as a whole.
Having identified the place of peace in the growth of any society, these women have resolved to ensure that peace reigns in the nation. Basi Taikbang, NTA News.
Thank you, Basi. And joining me in the studio now for a quick chat on women's participation on peace mediation is Alice Weirimo Nderetu. She's the African Lead Mediators Center for Humanitarian Dialogue. Madam Alice, welcome to NTA Network News.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, we know you have done some works with communities in southern Kaduna and in Plateau State. Has it made any impact?
Of course, it has made a lot of impact. If you look at what's happening right now, that we have peace in southern Plateau, in northern Plateau, in Jos and its environs, in southern Kaduna, the places we've worked in, there's been a lot of impact. But over and above just looking at the peace that exists at the face value, we've put in place structures that will enable communities to own their peace. We've set up NGOs of the teams that we sat within the negotiating teams, because the three places I've talked about produced peace agreements. And we've set up the local organizations, but over and above that, we helped both states to draft legislation to put in place in Plateau the Peace Building Agency, and in Kaduna the new Kaduna Peace Commission. So in essence, we are helping to set up peace infrastructure so that whether we are there or not, then we continue this this whole getting a culture of peace in place. So impact is there. Impact is there. It may not be visible on day one, day two, year one, year two. It comes slowly. A lot of people feel that peace should come fast, that it should come in a hurry.
Yeah.
We have people who feel that as soon as you have a peace agreement, then therefore you should have peace. We keep forgetting the amount of time that people put in place to plan for war, and the amount of energy that people put in place to plan for war, and we should do the same thing to plan for peace. So there is impact, and the people of Southern Kaduna, people of Plateau, will be the first to tell you that there has really been an impact.
And just a quick one, in all of this, women have been at the forefront.
Yes.
Negotiating that?
Yes. Women have been at the forefront in negotiating, which is a story that is untold and uncelebrated.
Yeah, definitely. But let me just quickly go back to why you're here in Nigeria, because now you talked about a culture of peace, having a culture of peace, and now with what's trending in some parts of the continent, Africa, most especially your home country, Kenya, and you're here in Nigeria talking peace. I mean, like, what more can be done to reach out to all the nations in Africa?
I've worked in several countries in Africa. I've worked in my own country, Kenya. I've worked in Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, and here in Nigeria. I've been here in Nigeria since 2013. Wow. So these processes we are talking about here, on and off, not full-time. But these processes that we are talking about, the three peace processes, I've been involved in all three. In two of them, I was the lead mediator in Southern Kaduna and in Southern Plateau. And so it means that there's work that I've been doing here. But before I came here in 2013, I had just left work. I had finished my term as a commissioner of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission in Kenya. And I was a founder of what we call the Wiano Platform for Peace, that links early warning to early response. So Kenya, there are people already who are working on those issues. So I'm a Pan-Africanist, so
all right,
I have to work everywhere. Yes,
okay. Now, just before I let you go, a question keeps coming to my mind. Now, women are fronting this. What exactly are women bringing to the peace table? Why are they being involved in peace mediations?
You know, for a long time, women were not involved in peace mediations because the narrative throughout the world is that war making is seen as men's business, and therefore peacemaking has to be men's business as well. But now we have women coming on board because it's been proven over and over again that for a peace agreement to be sustainable, everybody has to be involved. Women constitute 50% of people in peace processes. And that's precisely what we were doing today with the women that we've just seen on TV. training them to become mediators, because that's a space that has been occupied by men for a long time, but it's been proven that the more people you involve, the youth, the women, the more sustainable a peace agreement is. It holds. It holds. If people feel it belongs to them, then it holds.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Madam Alice Werimo Nderetu, the lead African lead mediator, Center for Humanitarian Dialogue. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, and best of luck.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on Africa's largest network.
Thank you very much. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, moving on now, the Speaker, House of Representatives, has challenged women parliamentarians to push to achieve their goals despite the bottlenecks hindering the political progress in the country. Yakubu Dogara stated this when he declared open the 6th National Women in Parliament Summit in Abuja. Rabi Musa reports.
There were 30 women parliamentarians during the 7th Assembly for both the Senate and the House of Representatives, while the 8th Assembly has only 23 women, 7 less from the last dispensation. The Speaker of the House of Representatives declared open the 6th Women Parliamentarian Summit, urging them to bridge the gap and not allow stigmatization and other impediments distract their set targets.
What then stops the political parties from affirmative action for women for appointing officers when they win power? We must be prepared to rid ourselves of these pretensions, if not hypocrisies.
The women parliamentarians highlighted the institutional and individual factors affecting their growth, explaining the necessity for the summit.
Participation in politics for Nigerian women has always had its challenges.
For a democracy to be truly representative, it must seem to provide balance that reflects the composition of all shades of all of its society.
Papers were presented by the CSOs, NGOs, and international organizations. A communique is expected at the end of the summit. Rabi Musa, NTA News.
In the meantime, the House of Representatives Special Ad Hoc Committee on Political Agitations has held its inaugural meeting, reiterating the indivisibility of Nigerian nation. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports that the committee is chaired by the Deputy Speaker, Yusuf Lasson.
The committee was established by the House of Representatives following agitations by various groups in the country. Deputy Speaker and Chairman of the committee, Yusuf Lasson, said the committee will work into various causes of agitations, consult adequately, and come up with suggestions that will further unite the nation.
Whether it is devolution, whether it is restructuring, whether it is fiscal federalism, is pointing to one direction, that something is needed to be changed.
The public has been happy with the deliberations and what we came up with. We cannot afford to disappoint Nigerians.
The 16-member committee has 8 weeks to carry out its assignment. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
And away from legislative matters, the National Addressing System Council has been inaugurated with a mandate to provide strategic direction for the system to align with new technologies, policy objectives, and socio-economic realities. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who performed the ceremony, believes that agencies of government can be innovatively responsive in service delivery as the best of the private sector. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The National Addressing System Council, to be chaired by the Vice President, comprised 6 governors representing the geopolitical zones, 7 ministers, the National Security Advisor, Postmaster General, Algon Chairman, and 2 representatives of the organized private sector as members. The inauguration of the council, Vice President Osinbajo says, offers added proof of the federal government's commitment towards providing enabling environment for businesses, especially digital economy, for sustainable and diversified economic growth. The move, he said, is a giant leap forward in terms of unlocking economic potentials across the multiple sectors of the economy, as every building and every household will be easily identified, thereby facilitating e-commerce, disaster management and national security. The Vice President enjoined the council members to work assiduously towards fulfilling their assigned responsibilities with dedication, urgency, and cooperation required towards enhancing national growth and development.
We are really reviving and revitalizing the importance of the post office to assume a much more diversified and, critically beneficial service to be provided for all communities. Post offices will eventually also become banks. They will also eventually become centers of e-commerce. They will also eventually become centers of e-government, such that you want perhaps to process an international passport. Instead of going to the capital, which is the only place where you have, a passport office, you should be able to do that even from your village post office.
A functional addressing system, the government believes, will also provide the needed backbone for the rollout of new technology, including global positioning system, GPS applications and equipment. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Today is World Heart Day, and All Progressives Congress APC holds meetings on restructuring. This and more after this timeout. Stay with us.
From 1967 to 1970, Nigeria went through a horrifying civil war. It didn't matter who was wrong or right. Everybody suffered. Those who fought that war say it should never happen again.
So a lot of people will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail. It would all have been in vain.
The words of our elders are full of wisdom.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Let's pepper them. So tell somebody to tell everybody to come join Timaya, baby. I did bring too much sauce. Grow Mega Music Talk. It's gonna be a mad over you 10. You're ready to win a showstoppers.
I am your host for the biggest show ever.
If you miss the stuff, you're gonna miss everything. So join me, guys. Let's turn it up.
We'll be storming across Nigeria. I won't be anywhere else.
Everyone who is anyone is going to be there. All Nigeria's A-list musicians.
One big stage.
Live and direct.
Glow Mega Music Tour all over Nigeria.
So watch out because we dey come.
Let's go!
It's the Glow Mega Music Tour with your favorite anchors and special guest stars. It's gonna be untamed. Text music and your preferred location to 207. Use 2,000 Naira Glow airtime in 1 month to stand in line for your free ticket. So what are you waiting for? The Glow Mega Music Tour. Glow Unlimited.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. From that, we sign. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I just say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office where near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
I want to buy Indomie noodles. So fast, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, if not Indomie, don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
this must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology. LG OLED TV.
The Inspector General of Police invites the general public to a lecture on security under the distinguished chairmanship of the Honorable Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Pastor Usani Oguru Usani, and the co-chairman, Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma Udo Udoma. The theme of the lecture is Insecurity, Socio-Economic Impact and Conflict Resolution Perspectives. Date, October 3rd, 2017. Venue, Ibom Hall, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Time, 11 a.m. Guest speaker, Professor Oshita O. Oshita, Director General, Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Abuja. Special guests of honor, Governors of Akwa Ibom, Cross River, River State, Edo, Delta and Bayelsa State. Royal Fathers of the Day, Chairman, South-South Traditional Councils. Chief Host, Ibrahim Idris, Inspector General of Police.
Every day, I see patients who come to me suffering from infectious diseases caused by germs, from typhoid to diarrhea, flu, cough. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily when we use the toilet, from our door handles, from other surfaces we transfer to others without realizing. That is why we recommend Dettol Antiseptic Liquid. Protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure.
Welcome to the land of Sahel Savannah, of rolling hills and open plains, the land of emirs and eminent personalities, of the Darbar and ancient festivals, polo players and traditional boxers. Welcome to Katsina State, the most hospitable state in Nigeria, land of highly educated and dependable labor force, of warmth, receptive and colorful people and places, of food and delicacies untold, the land with hidden treasures of gold and precious metals, a vibrant and attractive economy. Welcome to Katsina State.
Let's celebrate Katsina at 30.
Investors' next destination.
Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing. Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant. To achieve our creed as we promise, we shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure the rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
I'm glad to have you back on the news. Kwara State Governor Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmed has advocated a political economy on true federalism that ensures elevation and equality in Nigeria. The governor made the call in Ilorin during the All Progressives Congress APC, the North Central Zonal Public Meeting on True Federalism. Abdul Wahid Bibire reports.
According to Governor Ahmed, the focus of the current agitation for true federalism or restructuring in Nigeria is a pointer towards the need to redistributing resources in an equitable manner among the three tiers of government.
Subsequently, I hold that any structure that meets the economic and political aspirations of the majority of citizens will be welcomed.
Also speaking, the Osun State Governor, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, said the APC set up the Committee on True Federalism as a way of aggregating the views of Nigerians on how the nation should be governed.
Will be the first time that a conscious effort is being made by a political party in Nigeria to aggregate views, opinions, and ideas about how we want to see the Nigeria by ourselves, the people of Nigeria.
The Niger State Governor, Alhaji Sani Bello, and representative of Kogi State Governor, in their separate remarks, said they are not in support of division of the country, but for policies that will promote national unity and devolution of power. Various speakers from labor unions, traditional councils, community development association, professional bodies, marketers, youth and religious groups agreed on the unity of the country, independent candidacy, devolution of power and local government autonomy, but rejected the idea of creating new states.
Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA News.
And from the Northeast Zone, Adamawa State Government says the unity and indivisibility of Nigeria remains the only way for the development of the country. The position of the government was made at the zonal public hearing for Adamawa and Taraba states on true federalism by the All Progressives Congress in Yola. Rayanu Bala reports.
Various groups and associations from Adamawa and Taraba states presented memoranda on issues of devolution of powers, resource control and local government autonomy among others, but were unanimous that Nigeria should remain one.
Every jurisdiction has its own peculiar and unique nature, which must inform its own structure of government.
Adamawa State Government on its part say Nigeria's unity is paramount not only for political reasons but economic development because of its size and population.
You cannot grow in this country. You can only be united as far as if you are one.
State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Silas Sanga, who presented the memoranda on behalf of Adamawa State Government and State Chapter of APC, says if the issue of corruption is tackled and good governance promoted, Nigeria will be better for all. Leader of the APC public consultation on restructuring in the Northeast said it is part of the party's mandate to promote unity, political stability and national consciousness. In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
And to health matters now, the Ministry of Health is finalizing the development of National Policy and Strategic Plan of Action for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases, including cardiovascular infections. The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, gave the hint during a press briefing to commemorate the 2017 World Heart Day. Victor Azu reports.
According to the global statistics from the World Health Organization, about 17.7 million people died from cardiovascular diseases in 2015, and this represents 31% of all global deaths and has been predicted to reach 23 million by 2030 if nothing is done. Similarly, 3 out of every 10 Nigerians have cardiovascular diseases. It is because of such intimidating statistics that the World Heart Day was founded in the year 2000 by the World Heart Federation to create awareness on how to take care of the heart. The Minister of Health, who was represented by the National Coordinator Non-Communicable Diseases, Dr. Nnenna Izigwe, advised Nigerians to adopt healthy lifestyles, including eating healthy, avoiding tobacco and alcohol, as well as undertaking physical exercises regularly.
Millions of Nigerians have been victims of this scourge, as we have had reported incidences of recurrent sudden deaths, which has actually become rampant in recent past. We must begin to engage one another and share the power of keeping our hearts healthy all the time.
The minister was later presented with the Health Awareness Showcard, which details information on health awareness programs. There was also free health checks as part of the event. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Still talking health, the federal government has launched a Wellness on Wheels health initiative for the detection and treatment of tuberculosis in Ogun State. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale and the State Governor Ibikunle Amosun said the initiative is in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's mandate to take healthcare to the doorsteps of all Nigerians. Lekon Agbade reports.
Governor Ibikunle Amosun of Ogun State inaugurating the 20-feet lead container mobile truck equipped with ultramodern facilities for diagnosis and treatment of tuberculosis. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale says the alarming rate of TB cases in Nigeria requires concerted efforts, hence the need for the Wellness on Wheels initiative and make the society free of tuberculosis. The minister reiterates the commitment of federal government at accelerating TB case finding and treatment.
This cannot be done without strong partnership between state governments, development partners and other stakeholders. And therefore, it is a delight to join men and women of goodwill who are committed to improving the health of the citizenry.
The state governor, Ibikunle Amosun, while commending the federal government, the USAID and other partners, promised that the state government will convince other governors in the country to buy into the initiative.
We'll be moving it from one local government to another. The beauty of it is our people doesn't have to travel to come here.
The Ogun State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Babatunde Ipae, says the initiative is in line with the policy of the state government on affordable healthcare delivery program. Lekon Agbode, NTA News.
And Ademola is standing by at the nation's center of excellence for trending stories and business news. Hello, Ademola.
Hello, Isaac. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. The leadership of the Nigeria police will spare no effort to enhance the welfare system in the force with a view to ensuring that officers and rank and file discharge their constitutional duties effectively. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris stated this after commissioning a housing estate constructed by the Nigeria Police Cooperative Multipurpose Society in Badagry. Musa Toliat has the details.
Having commissioned the police housing estate named after President Muhammadu Buhari, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, said the project is a clear demonstration of the commitment by the Nigerian police to make life easy for its workforce. The IGP, however, assured the officers and the rank and file that the Nigerian police under his watch will continue to support result-oriented initiatives and reward diligence in the force.
The Nigerian police force will henceforth be guided by the international core values of policing. I also assure police personnel of my determination to accelerate all issues that advance the welfare of policemen and families, such as promotion, prompt payment of entitlement, salaries, and provision of affordable housing units, among others.
The 312 housing units constructed through a public-private partnership comprise 82 units of 3-bedroom fully detached bungalow and 230 units of 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow.
The welfare of every police officer is very important to us, and we are going to key into that program. We are going to do everything possible to uplift the welfare of our officers.
Seeing, the fruits of one's work, coming to pass. So it's actually a day of joy.
Some recipients of the housing units later took possession of their apartments. The Inspector General of Police reiterated that the housing project is the first phase in 1,083 housing units, which will be replicated in various police formations across the country. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
In order to fully harness the economic potential inherent in the maritime sector for national development and growth, implementation of policies and framework must be adhered to. Director General, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dakuku Peterside, stated this at the harmonized NIMASA Stakeholders Interactive Forum held in Lagos. Abolade Salami has the details.
The Harmonized Stakeholders Interactive Forum brought together policymakers and stakeholders in the maritime sector to provide enduring solutions to challenges faced by the agency in the discharge of its functions and obligations. Director General, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dakuku Peterside, says The agency institutional framework will address restructuring of current functions with powers relative to the demands of regulation, as well as adopt operational model compatible with the Nigerian maritime environment, so as to enhance sustainable development of the blue economy.
People are also beginning to appreciate that there is some work going on about our port reforms, and that if we sustain the tempo of reforms, our ports will become by far some of the most efficient ports within our sub-region.
As a legislature, we are ready to back to domesticate any IMO convention or treaty, to make it a law, to give it the backing so that this industry will thrive.
He stressed that the stakeholders forum will also address the issue of piracy and the illegal entry of vessels into the Nigerian seaports.
Now, but in terms of piracy, there's a significant drop. But beyond that, the federal government has taken a giant leap on what is called the integrated maritime and waterways surveillance and security system. We believe that when it comes to full force by next year, you will see further drop in cases of piracy.
Stakeholders at the forum highlighted the issue of cabotage and poor incentives for indigenous ship owners as factors militating against the growth of the maritime sector. The maiden harmonized stakeholders forum has as its theme Synergy, an instrument for sustainable development of the blue economy. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this timeout. Stay with us.
Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
These patriots worked together to achieve independence for one united Nigeria. Although some may say Nigeria is a mistake, we all know that the Almighty never makes mistakes.
God has not made a mistake by bringing us all together in the way that He has brought us together. God has put us together here so that we can build a community that will be an example to the entire world.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Going up? Of course you are. And why not? With Glow Internet, built on Africa's largest wholly owned metro fiber network, the sky is, well, it is rather unlimited. Up is upbeat, seamless. Up is quick and easy access to all your favorite apps and entertainment. And there is no downside on a network committed to upping your fun and productivity. Get quick on the uptake, my friend, and upset the odds in your favor. Because on Glow, up isn't an upgrade. It is the upgrade. Going up?
Glow 4G LTE. These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. Welcome to the new speed of life.
Life is like a game of trust. Sometimes to fly, we fall. Sometimes to fly. What's important isn't why, when, or how. What matters is who will be there to catch you.
Good thing I'm here. Definitely. Always a good thing.
Custodian. Exceeding expectations.
What makes the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund regrets to inform Vice Chancellors of federal and state universities in Nigeria of the postponement of the proposed retreat on funding of tertiary institutions, which was scheduled to take place on Tuesday, 3rd October 2017 at the Senate New Building National Assembly Complex, 3 Arms Zone, Abuja. A new date and venue for the retreat would be communicated to all stakeholders in due course. The committee deeply regrets any inconveniences this postponement may have caused the Vice Chancellors. Senator Barau Jibrin, Chairman, Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund, announcer.
effective zinc mouthwash to clean the deep corners of your mouth. And Micro Shine Crystals. Stay closer for longer with 12 hours of fresh breath and a beautiful white smile. Close Up, Nigeria's #1 selling toothpaste.
Makes a Niger mom powerful.
I encourage my kids to learn new things, and if they get hurt, I rely on the power of my Dettol's 1 capful to fight germs.
My family needs protection from germs. I use the power of Dettol's 1 capful to disinfect surfaces and clothes.
I trust the power of Dettol's 1 capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's 1 capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Be a powerful Niger mom with Dettol.
Kehinde suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiye suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
Welcome back. Kebbi State government flags off construction of feeder roads. Details with Asmao in Sokoto.
Thank you, Isaac. Good evening and welcome to Sokoto. Kebbi State has flagged the construction of feeder roads across the state, including those linking Kebbi with neighboring countries. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports that some of the projects already completed have been commissioned by Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. The report.
Kebbi State, being a major producer of food and cash crops, requires certain facilities to boost the morale of farmers to produce more to meet the expectation of the federal government in its transformation agenda. In an effort to produce these facilities, the state government has embarked on the construction of roads to connect many towns and villages all over the state. These roads, when completed, will open up the rural areas and ease the transportation of farm produce from the remote villages to the urban and semi-urban areas. Some of these roads projects include Makera Kangiwa Road, which also links to Niger Republic, and the Bunza Gwade Damana Road, linking Niger Republic through Bui in Nigeria. The governor also flagged off the construction of Augi Mera to Dundai, Ilela and Zagi Road, linking many of these rice-producing areas in the state. All these roads aim at assisting farmers bringing out their farm produce to the major towns for better prices. The Commissioner of Works and Transport, Alhaji Atiku Bunu, said the ministry will monitor the project to ensure that the rural people are not cheated in the execution of the projects. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Sokoto State Government has trained over 100 vesico-vaginal fistula patients on cosmetology with a view to empowering them socially and economically. Shehu Muhammad Datti has more on the report.
The participants were drawn from the 23 local government areas of the state and were taught on some vocational skills and how to produce beauty cosmetics products like soaps, perfumes, body spray, detergents, disinfectants, and antiseptics. Permanent Secretary Ministry for Children and Women Affairs, Hajia Aisha Dansoho, said the training was designed to make the beneficiaries self-reliant and productive in the society. The training was coming at a time when the National Directorate of Employment, NDE, also organized another program for over 200 women in the state on vocational skills. The women, drawn from the 3 senatorial districts of the state, were trained on soap making, pomade making, beads making, and hairdressing, among others. Director General of National Directorate of Employment, Dr. Nasir Muhammad Laden, represented by the State Coordinator of NDE, Issa Jibril, said the aim of the training is to make the women self-reliant.
The problem of unemployment affects all, especially the women folk. By training a woman, you are training society. By empowering a woman, you are empowering the society.
The participants were later presented with working tools and capital support to enable them start business of their own. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
And that does it from Sokoto. Is back to Isaac in Abuja for more on Network News. Good evening.
Many thanks, Asmal. 36 state houses of assembly hold joint plenary on the unity of Nigeria. Let's join Ngozi in Enugu for details and more.
Thank you, Isaac, and welcome to Enugu Network Center.
A joint section of 36 states House of Assembly has condemned the violent approach adopted by members of various ethnic, political, and religious groups whose actions are threatening the unity and integrity of the country. The legislators made the statement in a resolution read by the majority leader of Imo State House of Assembly, Lugat Uzuchi. Beatrice has more.
The special joint session of the 36 state houses of assembly considered only one motion, and that is the motion on hate speeches and agitations by various groups in the country. Mr. Lugard Osuji explained that hate speeches are provocative and pose threat to the nation's security and unity, and called on any group that has grievances to channel it appropriately. Mr. George Adeyemi of the Ondo State Assembly, who seconded the motion, maintained that for meaningful development to thrive in Nigeria, peace and unity is paramount. The legislators took their turns in adding their voices, urging the various agitating groups to sheath their sword, and called on the government to address such grievances appropriately.
All those who agree that the president and commander of Nigeria is all to direct all the agencies to monitor the activities of the groups and ensure that the presence of violence and those of peace are promptly and decisively dealt with in accordance with the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All those who agree say aye, aye. All those who say aye.
From Owerri, Beatrice Anyam, NTA News.
As we count down to the nation's 57th independence anniversary, Nigerians are taking stock of the nation's achievements so far and proffering solutions towards ensuring rapid development, unity and peace to meet the dreams of the founding fathers. Beauty Ehobamie, who sampled the opinion of some Enugu residents, reports that the clamor for true federalism by some states in the country is high.
Nigeria has had a checkered history since attaining independence in 1960, when the Union Jack was lowered, signifying the end of British sovereignty over the nation. On attaining independence, the young state hit the ground running until 1966, when it witnessed a military coup and counter-coup, followed by civil war, which ended in 1970. That process truncated the civilian rule, and this continued until 1999, when the present democratic structure was erected.
I can comfortably say that we started well. We were on the right track in so many things, in the civil service, in education, in attitude to work, and attitude to politics. There was not so much of a regional thinking then. It was more of Nigeria as a nation.
Respondent in Enugu said Nigeria is yet to attain its full potentials.
What is on the ground actually does not show the number of years that we have stayed as an independent country.
We need more efforts. Not much is being done. Though I know in some segments of the community, efforts are being made there.
Rome is not built in a day. People should have patience. The Lord will work with us to achieve the best for this country.
In all, as the country celebrates its 57th anniversary, Nigerians are optimistic that better days lie ahead for Nigeria and Nigerians. In Enugu, Beauty Ehobamie, NTA News.
That's all from Enugu Network Center. Is back to Isaac for more on Network News.
Many thanks, Ngozi. Time now for another break. Do stay with us on the news.
Old Trafford seems to be a fortress once again for the Red Devils. Can they bag another 3 points against Crystal Palace, or will the Eagles upset the home faithful at the Theatre of Dreams? The world's most wanted league, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, Saturday, 30 September on Kwese Free Sports for the Fan.
What makes a nation truly unstoppable? It's being able to push in the face of odds, rise above limitations, and realize that everyone's effort counts when it comes to nation building. What makes us unstoppable? It's when we work together as a team without letting our differences hold us back. There's no stopping the Nigerian dream. Reach for your peak, Nigeria. Happy Independence Day.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs on your hands. Your hands collect germs that causes diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands regularly with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Wash, wash, wash your hands. What you have to do is wash, wash, wash your hands. With Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
The production and distribution of counterfeit medicine and adulterated food products have negative impact on our health and economy as a whole. I urge all Nigerians to support NAFDAC in safeguarding our health. God bless Nigeria.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
I'm glad you stayed. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the president remains a die-hard believer in social justice, equity and fair play, as well as the oneness of Nigerians. The VP said this in Awka, Anambra State, at a church service held as part of burial ceremony for late Madam Roslyn Akabweze, the mother of Director General Budget Office Ben Akabweze. Vice President Osinbajo reminds Nigerians of the numerous benefits of a one Nigeria and advised the people to work towards its unity. Jide Onifade reports.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said the president has always been fair to all and has good intention for the country. The deceased Roslyn Ezima Akabweze during her lifetime was known as Eleti, meaning electric, because of her passion for service to God and humanity. Bishop of Awka Diocese of the Catholic Church, Paulinius Eze Okafo, urged the congregation and those in position of power to emulate her.
Oh, Missa. I also, feel consoled by the outpouring of love and that people.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, was represented by the General Manager of NTA Awka, Marcelina Iheanacho, in Awka, Anambra State. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And for happening in the sporting world, let's join Dende Sani on our sports update.
The Delta State